Hi, I'm Rok from Rok Goes Around, and are you just a little bit disappointed about new Apple Silicon Macs? Well, they are great, but if you're a content creator looking to exploit all benefits of the latest prosumer cameras, you should think twice before ordering any of the new MacBooks, and here is why. We saw an exciting Apple event, but I will look at the new Apple machines from a content creator's perspective.
But there is just one more thing.
The thing is that crazy 2020 year has brought a huge technological leap forward in video production. In just few weeks, all major camera companies have put on the market amazing prosumer cameras that blew us away. All new prosumer cameras can now record high-quality, full-frame 4K 60 10-bit 422 footage with no crop. And some of the cameras can even do 4K 120 and even 8K. But if you need to edit this amazing new footage, you probably need to upgrade your editing system, as this new footage produces much more data. That is why new Canon, Sony, Nikon and Panasonic full-frame cameras can now record in much more efficient H.265 codec. That makes a lot of sense considering how much more data is captured. The problem is that H.265 codec is much more demanding on editing machines. Laptops just can't handle some of the H.265 footage, particularly the one from Canon. That is why people who edit on laptops, including myself, were expecting so much from new revolutionary Apple Silicon MacBooks. But I think they are not quite up to the task.
Well, today, we are incredibly excited to announce our first step in this transition with our first chip designed specifically for the Mac. And we call it M1.
Main reason why I want to upgrade to new Apple Silicon laptop is switching my production from HD 50 frames per second to 4K 50 frames per second. Until recent 2020 camera releases, I had no need for an upgrade. When editing, I slow down my 50 FPS footage to 25 FPS, and the end result is super smooth and cinematic slow-mo that I use in my videos. For HD production, my good old 2013 MacBook Pro was still good enough. But 2020 was a feast of new camera releases, and after years of waiting, we finally got prosumer full-frame cameras that can record high frame rates 4K. Now I can finally make a switch from HD to 4K production. But I also need a computer that can handle this new footage. Editing on latest iMacs or Mac Pro is not a problem, as desktop machines are usually hooked to big external drives. Transcoding is easy, and once your footage is in ProRes, editing is a breeze. But on a laptop? When first pre-production Canon R5 footage was tested, it became clear that even 16-inch MacBook Pro was struggling. Despite Apple using a dedicated T2 chip to cope with H.265 codec, and despite changing to Final Cut Pro to use more GPU power, 2019 16 MacBook Pro still had problems with H.265 footage. Yes, you can avoid a lot of problems by transcoding or simply shooting in older codecs, but they produce huge files. If I'm making a big investment in the latest tech, I don't want compromises like that. I want to fully exploit new efficient H.265 codec, and I don't want to waste time and disk space on transcoding. As the latest Apple Silicon technology is so powerful, it promises a lot. And that is why new Apple Silicon MacBooks are so exciting. But can they actually handle high frame rate 4K H.265 footage? This is what Apple said.
The sheer speed of M1, together with macOS technologies like Metal, deliver a huge boost to the most demanding apps. So you can render 3D animations or edit raw video footage with ease. Now, part of the secret behind this breakthrough performance is M1's unified memory architecture. We built macOS on Apple Silicon to use the same data formats for things like video decode, GPU, and display, so there's no need for expensive copying or translation. And macOS gives apps access to more graphics memory than ever, unlocking breakthrough performance for tasks ranging from color grading 6K video to playing graphically intensive games or performing real-time machine learning inference.
Sure, there are people that are already shooting and delivering content way higher than 4K. But for big majority of regular people, content creators and corporate work, high-quality 4K will be more than enough for a long time. If you want to exploit advantages of new H.265 footage and you edit on a laptop, you probably need an upgrade. Unfortunately, 16-inch MacBook Pro is still an Intel-based machine, so it's not the right choice for the future. Buying any Intel-based Mac, no matter how good it is simply nuts at the moment if you plan to keep it for years. You see, switching from Intel-based to Apple-based chips doesn't bring just better specs, it also brings something much more important. It means a huge change for software. Transition to Apple Silicon means all apps need to be adapted for new technology. If you invest so much money in a Pro laptop, you want to make sure that it will serve you flawlessly for next 5 years or more. And I can see this happening, as everyone will be focusing its development for the new Apple Silicon Macs. Although smaller Apple Silicon MacBook Pro looks to be an amazing machine, it still has a smaller screen that's not ideal for video editing. And it's also lacking that graphical performance that pro video editing apps need. That's why I think it's not quite up to the task, and that's why I'm not getting one. We know that there is much more to come next year when Apple will finally unleash true potential of the new Apple Silicon technology.
We're also looking forward to 2021 and bringing even more amazing experiences to you.
We expect to see new Apple Silicon 16-inch MacBook Pro with powerful Apple graphics. But I can hardly wait that people like Max Urio will test these new just announced Macs and show us their benchmarks. Maybe I can change my mind. If you like this video, please give it thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.